The journey of an IT dreamer. Once upon a time, in a small town in India, there lived a boy named Arjun. He was an average student, neither the topper of his class nor the last one on the list. But what made him different was his deep curiosity for computers. After finishing his intermediate studies, Arjun dreamed of entering the IT world and building a life full of possibilities. When he completed his intermediate education, he was full of excitement. He imagined himself working in big IT companies, writing complex codes, creating apps, and earning respect in society. With that dream, he started applying for jobs in several companies. At first, he was very hopeful. He dressed neatly, prepared his resume, and went to interviews with shining eyes. But reality was not as simple as he thought. One after another, the rejections came. Sometimes, companies told him he lacked experience. Sometimes, they said his skills were not enough. Sometimes, they didn't even bother to reply. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Arjun worked hard to improve himself, but every time he stepped into an interview room, failure greeted him. His friends who had studied with him began to settle in small jobs, some even started earning stable salaries. But Arjun, he was still struggling, still knocking on doors that never opened. There were nights when he sat on the terrace of his house, looking at the stars, asking himself, why me? Why is the world not giving me a chance? His parents were worried too. Relatives often taunted him, saying, he just wasted his time with computers. He should have chosen something else. But Arjun's heart whispered a different message. It told him, don't wait for doors to open. Build your own door. That night, he took the boldest decision of his life. Instead of begging companies for jobs, he decided to create something of his own. He borrowed an old laptop, worked late nights, and started building a small IT website. The website was simple, but it offered services like web development, basic app creation, and IT support for small businesses. At first, nobody trusted him. He sent countless emails to small shops, startups, and local businessmen, offering his services. Out of 100 people, maybe only 2 replied. But those 2 projects became the seed of something bigger. Arjun worked with honesty. He delivered his projects on time, added extra features without charging, and built strong trust with his clients. Slowly, word of mouth began to spread. One small shop recommended him to another, then another. Within a year, his small IT website had become a growing company. With his earnings, he hired 2 of his friends who were also struggling. Together, they worked day and night. Soon, they launched new services, digital marketing, mobile applications, and data analytics. Clients from bigger cities started noticing them. One day, Arjun received a call from an investor who had seen his work. That investor offered him funding to expand his business. Arjun couldn't believe it. The boy who was once rejected by companies was now being approached by businessmen for collaboration. Step by step, his company grew. He opened new offices, launched new projects, and created job opportunities for hundreds of people who once struggled like him. His projects started attracting international clients, and his story began to inspire many young dreamers. Years later, when reporters asked him about his success, Arjun smiled and said, I knocked on the doors of many companies, but they didn't let me in. So I built my own doors, and today thousands of people walk through them. His journey from an intermediate pass-out boy to the owner of a massive IT empire became a legend. His story reminded the world that failure is not the end, but the beginning of something greater. And today, whenever a young student feels hopeless about their career, they remember Arjun's words, don't chase success. Build value, and success will chase you. This story is not just about IT, but about life, persistence, and courage. It motivates people to never give up and at the same time gives them a chance to improve English skills by listening to and reading a detailed motivational narrative.